What's up, everyone? Welcome back for episode 8 of Hassan's Hits. If you have not already subscribed, can you please hit that subscribe button? And if you have already subscribed, thank you for the support. The NBA offseason continued with some huge news. Jaylen Brown becomes the richest player in the NBA with a $304 million fully guaranteed contract from my Boston Celtics. Now, as I've said numerous times before, this was the best scenario for my Celtics. Listen, you can try to go out for trades, you can try to do so many different things, but it is hard to find a player with the caliber of Jaylen Brown, a two-way player that can both score and defend the best player on the other team. That is tough to do in this league. And when you have a player like that, as special as Jaylen Brown is, you have to try everything you can to keep them. But Jaylen also has many other intangibles, including his professionalism, his work in the community, off the court. He is as stellar as they come. So it's a great thing for my Celtics to go in the right direction, re-signing Jaylen Brown. And now we get to see the Jays hit their prime together and try to go for a run. I believe this duo can win multiple championships together. Now, when I brought that up before, Kendrick Perkins obviously didn't agree with me. He's been trying to split up this duo from day one, and so he didn't agree with me. He called me a soft, fan. Keep in mind that this is the same season before they went on their run as when they went to the NBA Finals. Later on that year, they got their act together and they made it to the NBA Finals for the first time since 2010. I still have yet to hear Kendrick Perkins apologize to the Jays for trying to split them up this entire time. This is one of the most dynamic duos in NBA history, in all honesty. In my opinion, as of right now in this league, the Jays are the best duo in this league right now. James Harden looked like he's in a nightclub and also seems to have some burgers in his hands. And those are two duos that you do not want to see with James Harden. One place that James Harden needs to avoid is Houston. And of course, he's supporting one of his friends in Bun B. This was on the same day as Joel Embiid getting married. His wedding. I also want to cut him some bail when it comes to him not going to Joel Embiid's wedding, because we don't know how significant of friends they really are. That is his teammate. However, maybe he went to Bun B's birthday bash just because you're talking about he's been in Houston for so long. That's probably more of a dear friend to him than Joel Embiid, who he's only been with, for maybe a season. As the tough season is coming to an end, we still don't have any clue when Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler will enter the octagon and face each other. Now, they could try to put something together for December. We still have yet to hear about that December card. The UFC is working really hard to try to get Conor to face Michael Chandler and headline that card. They're working really hard on this, and that's their last attempt to have Conor McGregor return this year. Now, the hurdles they're facing is Conor McGregor testing. You're talking about he still has yet to enter the USADA pool. He has to stay in there for 6 months before he can even fight. He hasn't entered the USADA pool yet. Now, they could make up some rule where now, Conor McGregor doesn't have to test for 6 months and create a loophole for him to try to get him on this card. They definitely could do that. However, you've got training issues, weight issue, legal issues for Conor McGregor that could also prevent this fight from happening this year. He's focused more on his business and other things right now than trying to make a Michael Chandler fight. Maybe it's because he's not really thrilled about fighting Michael Chandler. Maybe that's the case. It just does not seem like he wants it as much as Chandler and the UFC want it right now. Now, in other UFC, or should I say MMA related news, Ben Askren and Jorge Masvidal seem to be trying to make a fight. What I'm trying to figure out here is, where do they think they're going to be fighting? I just don't see them stepping into an octagon and fighting in the UFC. Now, this fight, if you want to put it on in Bellator, if you want to have this fight, in a low organization, whatever the case may be, have at it. Unless you're going to be jerking the curtain for early prelims, I don't know where you put this fight, because Ben Askren has been retired. He looked like he was washed before he retired. And Jorge Masvidal, he's done. His career is basically over. As far as this being a fight that people would pay attention to, yes. But the meritocracy of the sport, I don't know where you put them. You want to put them in early prelims. They kick off the prelims. You want to have them close the prelims maybe at most, but I don't see them going on a main card, and I certainly don't see them headlining a fight night card or anything like that. All right, so let's close the show on this. Saquon Barkley, one of the most premier backs in the NFL, went through his contract troubles with the New York Giants before signing for the contract that you see behind me right now, in which I believe is just absolutely disrespectful and egregious. It is a position that could alter the game, which all the time, running backs can alter an entire game. You're looking at some of the best running backs in the league, especially guys who can do it all, who are dynamic, where Saquon Barkley falls into those categories, right? He has the talent and the ceiling to be one of the best backs the NFL has ever seen. That's the potential that Saquon Barkley has. And for the New York Giants to be haggling over negotiations and not be trying to pay him, I think it's laughable. I think it has a lot to do with the league and the direction they've been headed in, where it's like they just don't respect the position anymore. What are we doing? Where is this league headed? And honestly, like I said, running backs can alter games. If a guy like Derrick Henry is just getting the ball multiple times and bruising his way to 15, 20 yards, almost, 50% of the carries, and sometimes taking off for like 50 plus yards, and he just can't be stopped, that can alter a game, and it can make a regular quarterback who is not that great look really great, because the entire defense shifts over to try to stop this one guy. The NFL wants to tell us that that's not that important. And then you have guys like Christian McCaffrey who can do it all. He can line up as a receiver and catch the ball. He can catch the ball out of the backfield and go up for 25, 30 yards. He can take the handoff and go for 30, 40 yards. He can do it all. And so when you have these guys that are changing the game that much and have their fingerprints all over the game, yet you don't want to pay them, I really don't understand. I don't understand. Running backs should be one of the most paid players on every team, in my opinion. At least the number one running back on every team. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. Comment below. Yeah, make sure you like and follow along for more content. I appreciate it. Peace.